Hi guys, it's Tim Lyon and Darcy Smith, the DJ Smith property sales team. Just capping off on the end of the month of May. We've had a pretty good month here. The market seems to be pretty good. What do you think, Tim?
I think we're back.
We are.
I think the market's coming back. We've seen a lot of buyer activity over the month of May. Much less than what we did January, February. It was a really good start to the year, but
Yes.
definitely a lot more than what we saw, say, 60 to 45 days ago. The buyers that I'm seeing, there are less of them, but they're very, very keen. They're ready to sort of go right now. There's no sit and suck it and see. We'll just wait and see what happens. They're pretty motivated.
That's right.
A lot of first home buyers, and there's a few downsides in the mix as well. Not very many investors. Not a bad thing though, where you tend to find that owner occupiers are always much better buyers in the marketplace anyway. So really good buyer activity this month. How about you, Darcy?
Yeah, all of my sales have been to first home buyers. The serious buyers at the open home seem to be first home buyers, so it's a time for the first home buyer. Have noticed that the banks are being a little bit slower. What are you finding there, Tim? Have you put a few away this month?
The banks are definitely slower than what they were January, February as well.
Yes.
Reason being is a lot of their mortgage department has been repurposed to other areas in response to the virus stuff. They are still approving loans. Finance is still looking really good. We haven't had anything fall over on finance.
That's
it's
right.
just been taking a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah.
And so you've had a few off-market sales this month as well. Are you able to touch on that briefly?
Yeah, an off-market sale is where the seller would like to sell, however, not necessarily wanting to take the property to a full advertising campaign and to see whether we can match a buyer that we have on our database with their property, and that is often the case. So they don't want to muck around. They don't want to budge off their price. They don't want to negotiate. They're just saying, this is the home, this is the price. If you've got a buyer who wants to be there at that, I will sell. And it's a great way to get the deals done, actually, because it's a time for serious sellers and serious buyers, I think, out there too.
Yep. So to recap then, a lot of first home buyers probably driven by low interest rates. Banks are taking a little bit longer than usual, so factor that in. We obviously try and drive things along nice and quickly, and we've been doing a lot of buyer matching. We're finding some serious buyers and then being able to sell them properties off market without the expense of an advertising campaign. One last thing to touch on, which I think is really important, is this buyer urgency is also being driven by a really drastic lack of stock in the market. There's very low amount of properties coming up for sale, so the buyers that are there, they're quite starved, they're ready for something. So anything we are bringing that is fresh is getting a lot of activity, a lot of interest, and some things happening really well. So I think we're up for a good month next month.
In Cairns, it's always been about supply and demand. At the moment, the supply is low and the demand is high, and we've got ourselves a pretty buoyant, active market.
All right, let's keep it stays that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The media doesn't rain on our parade. But that's it for the May wrap up. If you have any questions, we're always here to help. We're always love to answer any questions you may have. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Cheers. Bye.